Okay. Let's do a project polish, shall we? It's been, well, first of all, okay. Hi. I've been gone for a little bit. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know why I've been gone. We had a couple deaths in our family last year, at the end of the last year, and so it's been a little bit hard to find any type of motivation. But I feel motivated today. I feel excited. I feel like I want to make a video, and so I want to take advantage of that and make a video. And the first video that I thought of to start off the year with is to do a project polish, which, by the way, Happy New Year. I know it's Happy New Year. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday season, and that when you're watching this video, you guys feel very happy, that you guys are happy and that you guys are healthy. So this is going to be intro slash update from last year and slash continuation, because I'm not starting with brand new polishes per se. Majority of the polishes that I had from last year, I am incorporating into this year. So this is my little nail wheel that I was working on last year. And let me share with you guys the polishes that I finished already. So some of these you guys will recognize if you watch my first and second update. Since my last update, I did finish maybe 2, maybe 3 additional polishes. I can't remember, guys. But I'll start off with the two that I finished at the beginning of last year, and I share in those videos, first and second update, I share with you guys all of the manicures that I put together, so you guys want to check those out. And then I'll have additional manicures to share with you in this video, of course. So not with this though, because I finished this like a first third part of the year, I think. This is Skyscraper from China Glaze. You guys can see right there, you see that? It's like the empty bottle. I also finished Midnight Blue from Rimmel. This bottle is full with something else that I currently have in this project. Actually, I made a little topper out of it. This is Midnight Blue. That was the original name. It was a deep navy blue. Finished that one as well. Finished this white one, but this one wasn't completely full. It was somewhere over here, and then I left it off right there. So this was done. Not my favorite white. I actually really like the one from Sinful Colors a little bit more than this one. If we're talking like price point comparison, I find that one to be a little bit better than this one. And if anything, I actually prefer White on Time. I think it's White on Time from Sally Hansen, but it's from their Insta Dry line. It's just a little bit more expensive than the Extreme Wear line, but anyways, it's a good white, you know, to use as a base or as a manicure pedicure. It doesn't really matter, or to use for nail art. Pacific Blue, I also finished last year. And then I also finished the 3 newer finished. This one I use a lot for pedicures. I do have a couple manicures to share with you. I think 2 manicures, I'm pretty sure. So this is Pinka Card from Sally Hansen. That's where I was my last update, and that's where I finished off. It looks like there's polish, but the way the bottle kind of curves at the bottom, there is no more. I tried tilting it, and really, and honestly, I think the last pedicure, yep, it was the last pedicure that I wore with this. It didn't dry. Not the best white. I wouldn't recommend this. I wouldn't go out and buy this again. It's a really pretty pastel pink, but it's a bit of a difficult formula in comparison even with some other pastel pinks that I own. Trust Fund Beauty. So that was my last update, and you see that line right there. That's where I left off. That's done. Completely done. This is a Bikini Sotini reminiscent polish from Trust Fund Beauty. This is called a Give Good Tweet. It's a periwinkle blue. Really, really cute. I'll put up on the screen. I think I paired it up with a glitter that I have in my project. I wore it as a pedicure. A lot of these I wore a lot as pedis, only because we were getting into the fall and winter. And although this is like, this didn't even make it into winter, but because I wanted to make use out of some of these polishes still during the fall, and they're not fall-esque polishes, I wore them a lot as pedicures. And Sunkissed from Sally Hansen. Finished that guy. You see right there? I love this polish. So good. I would buy it again, but I have some other plenty of oranges at the moment, so don't need any more, but I would totally recommend this. It's such a great orange that you can wear really year round. It's bright enough to wear during the summer, but it's subdued enough to wear during the fall. It's so good. I love this. It takes about 3 coats. I do also want to mention though 2 polishes that I finished that were not in the project. So although the other ones intentionally, right, because I was focusing on these, I finished them. These were not intentional. I just finished them because I just used them a lot last year. I think I'm going to do that moving forward, although they're not in the project. If I finish polishes, I'm still going to mention them and include them because they're finished polishes. So Black to Black from Sally Hansen. Wore the crap out of this. In the second half of the year, it wasn't a full bottle. I want to say it was somewhere over here. But finished that sucker up completely. So good. Used it for nail art base, for nail art everything, especially during the fall. And if you guys watch my regular nail polish videos, then you know that I bought this polish at the beginning of last year during winter time, and I finished this little mini, which is Marshmallow from Essie. You see that? Completely done, guys. Like, I killed this bottle. I love this polish so much. Oh my god. So this is a white, but it's more of a crelly, so it looks a little bit more squishy on the nails. It's just such a perfect polish. I loved it as a manicure. As a pick did not matter, guys. Like, this baby is just awesome. I love it. Highly recommend this polish. Moving on to polishes that I'm going to declutter because I am decluttering 4 polishes. I've worn all of these. I had in the project since the beginning of last year, except for 1. 3 I had in the project since the beginning of last year, and I don't have a lot of progress in 3 of them. Some I do, but I don't have a ton of progress. If I did not in an entire year finish them, it's for a reason. Not because they have horrible formulas, not because they're not pretty. I'm just not gravitating towards them. So I'd rather remove them and pull stuff that I'm going to gravitate towards and keep in the project. First one, this one should not be a surprise if you watched last year's project. This is from Lacquer Cinnamon. This is a brown. You see that? It's a brown, but it has holographic. That holographic is really not all that visible on the nails, sadly. You see it, it's just not strong, which is a bummer for me. It has a really awesome formula. The last time though that I used it, it wasn't drying. I don't know. There was something going on that day. Maybe it was an extra humid type of day. I'm not sure. But it didn't really dry. I used it with a topper from KB Shimmer. I still didn't enjoy it. And the fact that it just didn't dry, period. So I'm going to get rid of this one because this was full at the beginning of the year. And that's all that I used all of 2021. Like, that tells you a lot. Clearly don't love it enough. I have other browns that I prefer. This one's just a little bit too dark. I prefer browns that have a little bit of red, and they look more chocolatey, to where this just looks dark on the nails, and I just don't really love it. So I'm getting rid of that one. This one I'm actually surprised because I used to love it. This is a deep purple, but I have 2 medium tone purples that I enjoy so much more. So deep purple from Sally Hansen. Started at that top line and then left off right there. Clearly didn't use it enough. This though, I did add it in 5 months ago into the project, which was my last update. It was my second update, and that's all that I use. I think I use it as a pedicure. Definitely use it as a manicure combined with another polish. But I just don't love it enough, and I'm pretty sure I used it on its own. I just can't remember. I think I wore it as a pedicure by itself or something like that. Just wasn't feeling it. I don't love it as much, which brings me on to this one. So these 2 I used together. I brushed this on half of the nail, then this one on the other half of the nail, and I just kept layering, and it almost created a slight gradient on my nails. So Anika from Zoya. I love this color in the bottle. I just don't, and I love it on the nails as well. I just don't reach for it. So I'm gonna get rid of it. So that's where I started off last year, and I'm ending it right there. I'm just gonna give it away because I do not reach for it enough. I had an entire year and I still did not reach for it. This year I'm decluttering. Whatever I'm really not loving, I'm getting rid of. I'm not messing with anything. I rather work on polishes that I friggin' adore. NCLA's Lavish Spender. This is a green, kind of minty curly, and it has metallic glitter, so you get some chartreuse green and then pink and then I think white and silver. So anyways, I started off right there, and that's where I'm leaving it off. The thing with this one, like Anika, is that every time I have worn these two, I love them. I love them when they're on my nails. It's just reaching for them. I look at it, I'm like, I'm not in the mood for this type of curly. Like, I'm just not in the mood for it. So I would much rather give it away. It's very cute. Every time I've worn it, it's adorable. It has a good formula. It always looks really cute. And I think the last time that I wore it with a Color Club kind of iridescent little pink topper or something of the sort. All together, I finished 8 polishes, right? 9 with the little mini, and I'm decluttering 4 polishes. So let me move on to the remainder of the polishes, some of which I'm starting off with a new wheel, but this is where my last wheel left off, so you guys can see it, what I have left. So I'm going to start off fresh with a new wheel, and we're going to go through these fairly quickly. Okay, so let me start off with the ones that I have left over from last year. I'll start off with Gingerbread. This one I added in 5 months ago, my last update. My line is super wonky, I don't know why. This was full, and that's where I left it off. I don't know why, because I wore it quite a bit. I have an ugly Christmas sweater that I wore twice. Definitely put this on as a pedicure. Definitely wore it by itself. And yet it just fills itself up. I don't know. I love that ugly Christmas sweater, Manny, with this one, though. This one has micro gold glitter and micro gold holographic glitter. It's really, really pretty. Super awesome. So that's that one right there. I see that one? Right there. Red Carpet. This one I would be further down, but it keeps thickening up on me, guys. I've added suspension base, I've added thinner. It's just, I don't know, I've never had this happen with, especially when I add my suspension base. It really prolongs, kind of revives my nail polish. With this one, I don't know what's going on. It just keeps thickening up, and so it makes it a little bit, it takes longer for it to dry. So Red Carpet. Last year, when I added it, it was 5 months ago, it was completely full. And then I'm leaving last year to there and starting off there this year. And that's this one right here. I have it on my nails right now as a base for 2 glitters, which I love. My mani has to come off today. It is many, many days old. It's chipping, like it's falling apart a little bit. On a Trip, I think I had this in last year as well, but I love this polish. Every manicure that I have worn, every pedicure that I have worn, I've loved it. That's where I started off last year. I'm leaving it off there and then continuing on because I don't have very much left. The last manicure you're going to see with this one is with Fairy Dust from China Glaze over top of it, and that was an awesome combination. Although very, very simple, Fairy Dust almost made this polish look a little bit more plump and just so plump on the nails. I don't know how else to describe it, but such a good polish. Fuji. This one is moving slow now because, and it really shouldn't, but I've been using it mainly as like dry brushing or adding little dots to manicures. And the reason why I have to dry brush now is because there's no base. Not that there's no base. I may actually add some suspension base. I'm not sure, but it's thicker. There's less base now and more glitter, and so it loads up on the glitter immediately. What I'm thinking of doing is actually putting this as a base and then putting this over top of it next, and we'll see what comes out of that. So that's Fuji. I started off last year here, and that's where I'm going to end off. I'm recording on my phone, so I can only do this in 15-minute increments. Okay, so that was Fuji. That's on a trip. That's on, first of all, this is Red Carpet. This is on a trip. And then this is Fuji. Oops. This is Petal to the Metal. And I put this in my project 5 months ago when I did my last update. I've used up that much. Again, surprising because I've used the crap out of this polish. This has pretty much, for the most part, every other pedicure has stayed on my toes. I wore this a lot during the holiday time because it is a perfect gold. It is not too yellow, but it's not champagne-y. It's just a good medium type of gold, and yet it stands out. Now with this one though, the formula is super, super thin. It requires 3 coats and it's still not fully opaque, but I like it at 3 coats. I can deal with 3 coats. The thing with it is that it is very thin. Formulation wise, it's super thin. I think, and that's why it's only moved down a smidge, but I'm gonna keep it in this project because gold accent nails will go with any manicure pretty much year round. And that's that one right there. It's super subtle here because I've only done 1 coat, so maybe at the end of the video I'll show you guys. Dog Days I didn't even touch, and I don't know why. I love this polish. I added this again last year in my last update. Never touched it, so I'm keeping it in because I do want to use it. And I've mentioned before, I'm adding in this brand because, or this polish from this brand, because it was drying out on me and I had only used it once. So I want to try to enjoy it as much as I can. If it does get to a point where I can't revive it anymore, obviously I'm not going to be dealing with that. I'm just going to get rid of it, but I will try my best. And then I had a cobalt blue last year, Pacific blue. I wanted to add another cobalt. This one though is a little bit more, like it has a little bit more of a purple undertone to it. And this is Cabanna Boy from JulieG, and this is completely full. See that? Full. So that one is right there. So that's Dog Days. That's 2 coats. And that's Cabanna Boy right there. And then another indie maker, Different Dimensions, notorious for the polishes drying out on me as well. Their glitter polishes especially are really beautiful, but they also dry out really fast on me. And so, yeah, no, I need to use them before they go bad. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that they don't put as many ingredients in. I don't know. So this one was pretty dry. I made a little topper out of it. I think I shared it in a video sometime maybe 1 or 2 years ago, I can't remember. And then filled it up with suspension base. So this is completely full. You can see that. Completely full. So starting from the beginning, but look at all those colors. How pretty is that? This can go year round, guys. So I'm happy to have it in the project. And none of these have top coat, by the way. But that's that one right there. Look at how beautiful that is. The shifting is awesome on that one. And this one, halfway bottle, but I want to finish this out. I loved this polish at one point, clearly. And then at one point I did plan on bringing it into this project, and I had marked it, and then I just never put it in the project. But I want to put it in the project because I do want to finish it out. There's only half of this left, and this is Sweet Cheeks from Sonia Kashuk, which no longer makes polishes, or at least they're not carried at Target anymore. But this was such a beautiful kind of blush, rosy type of pink. It has a little bit of purple in it. So great. And that's that one right there. It's like my neutral. So pretty. And then last but not least, I have a Sunkissed Silver. This is from Loreal. This is full. Practically, I think it's about maybe like right there somewhere, but it's not enough to or worth to mark it. And this is a white with a drop of black in it, so it's slightly grayed out compared to White On. Maybe it'll bring it out. You see a little bit of the gray tone. Bit of a difficult formula. So this one I am going to try to focus on specifically on pedicures. I do want to wear it as manicures, but heavy on the pedis because it is a little bit of a thinner formula. If I remember correctly, there were 3 coats and they were kind of tricky coats. So anyways, but it's thinner. It's not a thick white that takes 3 coats. It's a thinner white that takes 3 coats type of a polish. So wanna have had this one for a very, very long time, so want to finish this one out. So that is my color wheel. God, this is so bright. That's as low as it goes. Okay. That's the color wheel that I am starting off with. You guys will have to let me know how you guys did last year in your project polish. If you guys finished, even if you finished 1 or 2, I think that's good in your project. You know what I mean? Because if you would not be doing the project, you probably wouldn't have finished any. At least for me, I may not have. I would have probably only finished these 2 because these I just naturally gravitated towards as opposed to finishing 8. So that's really cool. Thank you so much for watching. excuse me. I hope you guys have a success in this coming years of projects, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.